Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having an okay day. It's not the best day. I mean, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing up. It's just, peaks and valleys of just not being chill, which is why I'm wearing all this bright attire, because I'm trying to trick my mind into being happy. So disregard, or if you want to know where I got all of this, Torrid. I am still kind of sick. I still have that ridiculous cough. It's not as bad as it was last week. So not as many jarring cuts, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But today I just want to talk to you about something that I actually, came across online, and I kind of want to give my take on it. It's not going to be any screenshots, unfortunately. I know how y'all like those. But it's just going to be talking about two types of movements that are happening right now that, I find to be very interesting, Anyway, if you have not heard of the body positive movement, it is essentially the movement that is encouraging people of all shades, shapes, abilities to love and celebrate and embrace their bodies, which I am all for. Because as a larger, dark woman, for a while, even people who reflected me, people who looked like me, were not necessarily celebrating me or themselves. So it is, it's been phenomenal as time's gone by. Like, you see plus size models, you see models who are in wheelchairs or other, I'm trying not to cough, so I have to take deep breaths. You're seeing models and other mobile devices on billboards and magazines. And it's really just a really great movement towards telling people that your body that you inhabit, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of what it does, is beautiful and should be celebrated. And I'm all for it. I love it. I think it's great. So 3 main takeaways from the body positive movement that I think you need to, kind of think about are the following. The movement itself is a direct contrast to what is typically the aesthetically pleasing bodies that we've seen throughout the decades, which is slender, fairer skin, tall, statuesque-ish people, and not necessarily saying they are not beautiful. Let me be serious about that. They're fucking beautiful. But it is in fact including people in that beauty category. So before, supermodels were a thing and, celebrities were endorsing slimming teas and all that nonsense, people of all sizes existed. They just weren't necessarily applauded, or they were fetishized, where it's I only like bigger women, or I only like bigger men or bigger people for XYZ reason, just because it makes them nut. But now the movement itself is just encouraging people to love yourself and people who look like that simply because they're worth being a part of. Another big thing about the body positive movement is that it's allowing people of different statures and sizes to seek out healthier lifestyles without feeling stigmatized. I know from firsthand experience, I am chubby. I go to the gym. I'm eating right. I'm chubby. But I know when I first started to try to work out, not because I was trying to slim down, but just because I was you know what? I think it'll be good. It'll help me with my mood. Longer down the road, it might help with, I have a lot of family health concerns that, pop up later on down the road. Maybe I can alleviate that. So that was really my area where I was focusing on. But before the movement was really rampant, it was really concerning because people would, say shit under their breath at the gym and question why I was there, which is so fucking counterintuitive when you think about it, right? Why the fuck are you making fun of the big person at the gym? Bitch, I need to be here. Just, what the fuck? So, with the body positive movement, people are more, excited to look into healthier lifestyles. They're buying all the cute workout clothes, they're going out there doing groups together, they're taking classes, because now they don't feel as though they have to hide their bodies and stay indoors. They're fuck it, I'm going to the cycling class this morning, I'm taking yoga, hell yeah, I'm wearing a crop top. It's really focusing on oh, I want to do something with my body, though I love it, I still want to continue to work on it. And I find that to be one of the most important parts of the movement itself, because it is allowing people to actively seek out things that will promote body wellness. And I'm not saying wellness in you gotta be slim, thick with a fat ass, like you have to have a 6-pack, you gotta be 6 foot and over. I'm talking about, doing things that make you feel well, both physically and mentally. So there we go. Now we're gonna shift over to the next movement that has recently, got its feet on the track. So this one, it took me a minute to actually get into understanding what this movement is about. So at first I was like, of course you want me to like mute myself. You don't want me to look at myself. And I do have some thoughts about this. So the next movement is the Body Neutrality Movement. And it simply promotes existing in your body. I don't have to hate it. I don't have to celebrate it. I just want to exist in it. And I don't care to look at other people and celebrate their bodies. I don't care to celebrate any bodies, because like thinking about your body constantly causes a lot of anxiety issues. And I agree with that. Even for people who are in the body positive movement, we are still kind of in the beginnings where, yes, it's body positive, but it's body positive to there's very specific people who are allowed to be positive, right? So for example, when you go onto Instagram or Facebook, people that are like body positive, but they've got the hourglass shape, they got fat asses, big titties, a little chub, and typically it is aligned with women, which doesn't always work, right? There's not, not everyone looks like that. But with the body neutrality, they're like, I just want to simply exist in my body without having to think about it constantly. And like I said, that does help and alleviate a lot of anxieties people have about thinking about their body. Like even with the body positive movement, like I don't fit that mold. Can I be body positive? Like, where do I fall on this spectrum? And the movement, the body neutrality, I'm probably mispronouncing that. That's how it comes to my head. Really promotes just focusing on yourself, but not in the self that is the physical portion of yourself. What makes you beautiful besides the physicality, which I'm all for it. I'm all for it, because there's too much focus a lot on, what am I portraying? What do people see when they look at me? And that can get exhausting. Fucking exhausting. So that is what I love about the body neutrality movement. However, like I said, I do have a few quirks with that one that and you know what? It probably will solve itself. It probably will, as more people get invested into it, these problems will definitely be solved. I have faith that it will. So the very first problem I have with it is that the people who are pushing body neutrality as opposed to body positivity are themselves aesthetically pleasing people. For example, Taylor Swift is one of the body neutrality people. She is tall, slender, white woman. And with that, she's like, yeah, I think it's better for people not to focus on their body, but instead to focus on, what makes them them. However, I do understand kind of where Taylor's coming from, a little bit, especially with her beef with Nicki Minaj about the lyrics about if you skinny, get out the, get out the club. So I can understand why she's like, you know what? Let's stop focusing on our bodies. But I guess this is a second reason why I have a problem or, some issues is that it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Washing away or disregarding people who need to feel positive. So, it's easy for an aesthetically pleasing person to say, well, why don't we just stop caring about how we look? Why don't we just care about the person? This is all just, feeding into the body negativity. It's easy for you to say that because you've been positive. You've been beautiful. Now, for those of you who have gone through a glow up stage, I have not gone through a glow up stage. I have looked like a gremlin my entire life. Ask my parents. No, don't ask them because they're going to not say that. Ask people who've seen me. So for those who've gone through the glow up stage and was like, you know what? Going through the whole process of trying to be beautiful and becoming beautiful and then realizing that that is not the part that actually is making me feel better, I understand you saying, you know what, fuck it, I don't give a damn about what I look like. I don't care what anyone looks like. I care about being happy. Like, without thinking about my physicality. Bam. Okay, I agree with you on that. But I don't agree with the people who have always been the beautiful ones. I'm using quotation marks because beauty is an eye of the beholder, y'all. And some of these people, you know, probably ain't that cute. But I don't think it's good for them to tell other people who are trying to finally accept themselves that no, you shouldn't care about what you look like because, you know, that's just going to make other people feel bad. Because if you love yourself, that's telling another person they need to love themselves more. The body positive movement is not telling people, fuck you, you need to love me, you need to love yourself. It's saying simply, I'm finally in a place where I love my body. And that's hard, I think. In a world where there's Instagram, Facebook, there's models, there's everything, like consumerism, that's the word, fudge. Where there's beauty guru, God, why can't I talk today? Beauty gurus, what the fuck? I'm pointing up here because that's where my mic is, so I'm not like talking to someone, I'm like, why can't I talk? But in a world where your aesthetic is kind of what helps you navigate the world, coming from a Black woman, it is very important for me to be happy and loving my body I am in. And I'm gonna be 100% with you. 100%. I'm giving you some diamond advice. First diamond advice of the video. I and most other Black women cannot afford to feel neutral about ourselves. We cannot afford to be like, well, I'm here. That's all that matters. No, we cannot be neutral about ourselves. So my only problem with the body neutrality is that some of these things, some of the perks of it is not perks for everyone. As a Black woman, I need to take pride in my skin. I need to celebrate it. I cannot just sit here and say, I'm a woman. I am of African descent. This is okay. No, I have to celebrate myself and I have to celebrate other Black women that I see because historically, that's not always been the case. Especially with bigger Black women. Shout out to Lizzo. But these two very different movements, I think, are trying to do the same thing, but in very different ways. And that's simply trying to help people exist and be comfortable in their body. And while body neutrality definitely needs some steps, definitely needs to like do some movements and need to be more inclusive, I think it's on the right track if it does address some things. And body positivity definitely has things it needs to work on too, because like I told you, typically the body positive people you see on the gram are slim, thick. They got fat asses, big titties. They are aesthetically beautiful. Like now they're considered aesthetically beautiful, but when you're talking to people who don't fall into that mold, that is when body positivity is slowly becoming, you know, the thing it hated the most. So both sides, we need to work on it. We're going to work on it, aren't we? We're going to work on it. Great. We're going to work on it. And then I think we'll have something good because it is important to, you know, think about yourself in some way, or not. It's a very weird, like, road to sit on. Like, it just forks. Yeah. Jesus Christ, I am still sick. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed that video. It took a lot for me to make this video just because, like I told you, I am kind of down. Just gonna be honest. And I'm a little sick. But I'm definitely trying to do videos consistently. And I appreciate those of y'all who are watching it consistently. I need to get better about just posting on Tuesday because I've been in between posting on Sundays, between Sundays and Tuesdays. I'm going to post on Tuesdays for sure. That is going to be my posting date. So watch out for that. Time wise, I don't know. Maybe in the morning, hopefully in the morning that'll work out. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. You already know the deal. If you would like to be a part of my Patreon to support the channel, link is in the description below. There are multiple tiers based on whatever you want to do and however you want to interact with me. The first tier is my favorite because it has my podcast on it, and you definitely should be listening to it. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and however you think about your body is how you think about your body. I just hope that you're not beating yourself up over it, because you have to exist in this body for quite some time. So you might as well get used to it. Anyway, bye!